I think we push up. Could be a turnaround Tuesday. I just don't think today was that green. So we'll see. We got Trump trying his hardest with the tweets right now, and that's kind of what at the open we sold off. Right there's the open we sold off. Anyway, I'm long right now, so a full send as far as I'm concerned. So I am in the NASDAQ and the S&P. Now I'm in the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is just less red. I caught some of this move up. I'm finally long. So watching that happen, giving up profits. So adding into this, hopefully by the time they're kind of both there, I'm just up. I wanted to bring up the fact that the NASDAQ kind of already above this range, got above technically right now back in, but the S&P just kind of hanging out. I know some people really try to correlate these two, but they're just in two different things. Now, tech has a lot of weight in tech, but also tech has a lot of weight in the S&P. That's probably why you're seeing the NASDAQ almost look like it outperforms. There's the NASDAQ-100 with the Magnificent 10, and then there's the S&P 500 with the Magnificent 10. So that's why, and I do want to bring it up. Don't try to correlate those together. There is no lagging. There's no one's going to catch up to the other. Just that's it. You have 10 people carrying 100 things, and then you have 10 people carrying 500 things. You know, 10 people carrying 100 pounds, 10 people carrying 500 pounds. Not the best analogy, but I don't think this is a clue to anything, just other than tech's doing well. If the S&P, now if tech does really well, but everything else in the S&P is just there, S&P will do well. If everything else, the other 490 tickers, if they all suck, they will drop this thing down. Tesla and Microsoft can have the best day ever. Anyway, I did think it was interesting. I'm kind of hoping we were just kind of on the up and up. Though the way we sold off of that first, we can call it an initial reaction. This was the Israel-Iran situation. We can say that was the excuse, you know. Then we bounced, and then here was the Israel hit Iran, Iran hit Israel. That was the back and forth. We're kind of already shaking that off. Or there was just sellers in that zone, and that was just a leading excuse to move things. You know, either way, we'll have to just kind of let this pan out. Not to be insensitive towards things. That's just kind of coincidental, you know. As of right now, I just can't ignore this trend. I've seen people draw out the wedge. I have. But for now, I'm kind of thinking we're about to check the all-time highs box this week. We have tomorrow and then Wednesday. Wednesday, Powell's going to announce there's no rate cuts, and then he's going to say the same thing he always says. I imagine that'll end up being a nothing burger, but I do think we'll get some calm just in case, because there's always a chance, right? He just throws a wrench in the gears. It's a very small chance, and that's a parallel universe that happened in, not here. Look at the Grandpa Dow. What a great bounce off of that. Perfect zone entry right there if you caught that gap. And we're just kind of retesting this blue zone, staying inside this bullish trend. Everything about that does still look bullish to me. Good old Russ. Zone to zone. Zone to zone. Huh? Little zone actions there. I'm not taking it, but I guess this I'd be buying the dip the same on this. I'm kind of just in a bullish camp right now.